Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
I'm a black man with a folding chair. Don't mess with me. Bust you right upside your head.
Let's rock, man. Let's rock. Listen, I'm hyped, man. It's Detroit Lions game day. I hope you guys are excited as well. Don't let Terry Foster put out your hype, man.
No. Don't be a dumbass. This is not Detroit Lions game day. It's an exhibition game.
Listen. Hey,
Games day is Kansas City, first Thursday of the year. That's game. Today is just a bunch of crap.
But today is the first day, other than that practice, where they said they put them on the Giants. So they put it on the Giants. It's the first day, man, where they really get to go in there and go against somebody that's wearing a different jersey than them. That's not true.
Let me educate you, young brother.
Educate me, T4.
The Lions will get way more out of the practices they had with the Giants than they do in this game tonight.
You know, I believe that. Especially with not a lot going on with our starters. Going to get a hefty look at some of our rookies, at some of the guys that are competing for a spot here. I'm honestly, if we're just talking about the hype machine here, I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what Dylan Drummond brings to the table. And
Dylan Drummond?
No, I'm just playing. Listen, J-Mo, man.
No, that's the only dude you want to see.
That's what I'm excited to see tonight. That's what I'm excited to see. Jamison Williams, man. Listen, Jamison Williams has been putting in the work. I know that the headlines nationally haven't necessarily been on his side, but the people who've kind of seen him be out there on the field, kind of be the first person to practice, put in the work. I'm excited to see what this guy's going to do, especially with him kind of missing the first 6 games of the season, Terry. Bro, you can't hate on tonight, man. People listen.
Here's what kills me. You get all these people on radio and they say, "Who are you looking forward to tonight? What are you looking forward to in the Lions?" Nothing, because the starters are going to play like 2 series. And we're going to see, what's your boy, Drummond?
Dylan Drummond, man.
May or may not make the team. That's who we're going to see tonight, and J-Mo.
Hey, J-Mo, man.
These games don't mean anything except the coaches look at these games as who's going to be my backups, who's going to be at Burger King next year, who's going to be working at the Home Depot, who's going to be
the practice squad,
standing on the sidelines watching the real players play. That's what this is about.
That's what this is about, man. So listen. At least for the fans going down there, man, go down there and just have fun. I think this is a year when we're talking about the Lions, the Detroit Lions, and this feels weird to say, but we're just looking at them as contenders. In years past, when we talk about elders' expectations, you go into these games a little bit like, or into these seasons like, you know what, are they really going to pull it out? I remember when they started, what year, like 6-1 and ran into the cameras, and somebody was like, oh, we're going to the playoffs and all of that, and then the rest of the season caved in. This season, though, they have everything from top to bottom, man, from the front office to the head coach to the players to the skill positions to the trenches, for me to realistically be comfortable with this Detroit Lions team and be hyped.
This is the first time in my lifetime the Lions have been a real organization, because they're in lockstep with ownership. Sheila Hamp is bad.
That's deep, bro. If she win a
Brad
playoff
Holmes
game,
is bad.
Listen, if they win a playoff game, change it to Hampfield. Hampfield.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people drunk. And you know what? There's the other thing. I went to the little hemp, whatever it is, Dispo thing. Yeah. People walking here to get their weed. They are so happy.
Listen, man, at Dispo in Hazel Park, man, people are walking in just ecstatic and happy.
Nah, seriously, man, they like season, man. I'm about to get my weed and enjoy my weekend.
Listen,
don't talk to me.
Hey, listen, long day at work, and they're about to enjoy a really good weekend. They're about to go home and watch these Detroit Lions, man. Listen, I'm hoping that people are hype. I'm going to continue to bring it up. I'm game day ready. Got the Barry Sanders throwback.
You're just young. That's your problem. Don't be hyped about the game tonight.
Come on, man.
Be hyped about Kansas City. Be hyped about Seattle.
you know what? How with Detroit Lions fans, right? Because we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into later on into the show burying the same old Lions, right? That narrative.
I got a sermon, by the way.
Hey, listen, you guys got to stay tuned. Terry Foster has a eulogy. He has a whole sermon.
I'm going to turn into the Reverend Foster.
Reverend Foster, I'm going to be his hype man today, and we are going to
bury
you know what? The Detroit Lions.
I should get, if I'm going to
the
be the
same
Reverend,
old Lions.
If I'm going to be a Reverend, I got to need to sweat and get the Jerry curl. Somehow.
I'm going to get the well. And listen, hey, I need you all in the comments. Definitely put your remarks, your final remarks for the same old Lions, because this Detroit Lions team is new. Like you said, they are contenders. I am looking at this team a little bit different. It's a new feeling. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands as it relates to this Detroit Lions team. But listen, I can't wait till we get to that part of the show, man.
Okay, do anything you want with your hands except this. That ain't happening. But they'll be competitive. They're a solid ball club. They're a good organization. And people have always asked me, one of the reasons I've always said the Lions were bullshit was because of ownership. They said, what's ownership got to do with the team? I tell you, it's got a lot to do with it. Ownership picks the leadership. They pick the coaches. They pick the GM. And then old Lions ownership, even the GM said, I want to pick this player. They said, oh, no, we need a quarterback. So the old man was telling them what to do, and he would go against general man. That's why that was so bad. Sheila just said, you know what? I don't know what's happening. But Chris Spielman knows. All these other people know. I'm just going to hand it off to them. You do what you do, and I will stay out the way. Best thing she's doing is staying out the way and admitting, I don't know what's happening.
Bro, that's what's up. Same thing with the Pistons, too, when Tom Gores kind of handed things over to basketball people and basketball minds. That's kind of what Sheila Ford-Hamp has done, or actually did do, with the Detroit Lions by handing things over to people who absolutely know what they're doing in the front office. And honestly, the foresight to be able to trust in a guy like Dan Campbell, a guy who a lot of people thought, is he going to come in with some football smarts? Is he going to be able to talk the lingo? And Dan Campbell has come in and been exactly not just what this team needs, but I think this culture, this city, this fit, it's just been perfect, man.
But, the great thing is she went through the process with him. I have to admit, if Dan Campbell's in front of me interviewing him, I said, man, get out of my office, dude. After 5 minutes, I said, dude, this dude is too crazy. Get out of here. Let's go to the next thing.
That energy was real.
But Sheila listened to him, his stuff, and got through all that and hired him. I wouldn't have. I said, get out of my face.
I got it.
Now I would.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I got to admit, man, when I first saw it, I was just like, you know what? This guy is different. But up until this point, it seemed like the Lions had kind of done things the same old, same old. So if you're going to come in and do something different and you're listening to your football minds, you got a guy like Brad Holmes in place as well. It's just like, you know what? Let's rock with it, man, and let's see where this thing goes. I didn't get the sense when they were going through this process that that Sheila Ford-Hamp and that the organization, the people to know that they didn't have their hands on the wheel, which was a different type of situation. In the past, it was that the owners were trying to go and kind of pick and choose things I've heard, like go and make sure their friends were taken care of, Matt Millen, things like that. Whereas now you got Sheila Ford-Hamp, who's actually trying to run a football team.
Sheila Hamp. She don't use
just Sheila Hamp. Just Sheila Hamp.
She knows as long as the Fords own the team, they won't win. So she's just Sheila Hamp now.
Just Sheila Hamp. You know what? I like that.
She dropped it.
I like that. And you know what? What I want to ask you is this, because she's taking the team serious. And we're being sold that we're supposed to take the team serious. The fans have gone out there and already bought up all of the season tickets. I want to ask you, man, are we treating this team, and you said they're contenders, are we treating them like real contenders, or are we going to clap our hands for a cute season?
No. You can't have a cute season. I've seen cute seasons before.
Tell me what it is, man. Break it down.
I've seen them make the playoffs. I've seen them win 10 games, and then they get their asses run in the first round of the playoffs. But, in the 90s, the Lions 1 year would win 10 games, get the the first place schedule, and then win 5 games the next year. Man. So you can't go up, down, up, down. I mean, you got to be consistent. Yeah. So even after this season, we won't officially know if they're for real because they got to string together 2, 3, 4 good seasons in a row.
Jeez. And you know what, man? The reason why I wanted to ask that is because a lot of times as Lions fans, as Detroit Lions fans, we kind of go and we accept kind of less than. Like, even now, I am glad that this team showed the improvement that it did last year. And Jared Goff, he came to the podium and talked about how they shut up the media, but it was still a 9-8 season. It's still a Lions team that we're hoping can prove more than they've proven already. We've seen 9-8 before. We've seen kind of hope. We've seen hopeful. And that's where sometimes I kind of pause. Like, I'm ready to bury the same old Lions, but there's still this part of me that's wondering how much or how little are we going to accept from the Detroit Lions this year. And that's why I like what JB said when we were setting up. And he asked this question. I want to ask you, what is a cute season? You see what I'm saying? Like,
cute season is 9-8. That's cute. People aren't going to accept 9-8 this year because expectations have risen. I mean, you look at 9-8. I look at winning 8 out of 10. So that's very hard to do in this league, where every week everybody's got a shot. Everybody's got a shot to win, got a shot to lose every week. When you do 8 out of 10, there's something going on there.
That's true. That's true, man. Especially against some decent competition. Not with all your weapons there either. You got better. You took some steps forward in the talent department. And one of the things that I believe shows that this team is very, very for real is the way that they drafted. The Lions are now able to go out there and actually draft for fit. They don't have to sit there and consider, well, is this guy that we're going to draft right here, is he going to be able to necessarily flip into a superstar because they were so devoid of talent? Now they're able to go and kind of build for depth. And when we look at this Lions team right now, the reason why I am a little bit more bullish on this hopeful team than I have been in others is because of that depth. It's because of their skill positions. It's because of how they've gone and they've shored up things continuously under this regime, honestly, a little bit quicker than I thought it could be done, honestly.
But, for instance, a guy like Aleem McNeil, he can play.
Talk about it.
But he may not play this year. He may not play that much. Or they might cut his ass. But it's because of that depth that they have.
Yep. And I like it. You know, speaking about that, man, another reason why I do believe this team needs to be taken serious this year is because when they hired Brad Holmes, one of the things they said was his specialty was the defensive backs, the safeties, and his ability to kind of identify that talent. And at first, I thought it kind of got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but obviously when you're –
a little bit of a rocky start. Brother, it was an awful start. Man. Why are you so nice?
Detroit Kool-Aid,
like
man.
Crap.
Look. I wanted to give him the opportunity, though. Look, give him the opportunity to come in, set your foundation. I didn't want to come in. Look, they gave Harbaugh that. They said, let him get his recruits, let him get his players, give him 3-4 years. With Brad Holmes, I want to see him come in here in a couple years, do some things a little bit different. And I think he's done that, man. I really do. I like –
He has a new standard of drafting. Like the NFL has a thing that you're supposed to do. And Brad Holmes is like, that's cute. I'm going to do what I feel like doing. If you want to criticize me, go ahead. While I'm beating your ass on the field with my players, you can laugh all you want. I mean, what was he told? Don't draft a running back and a linebacker in the first round. So he's like, all right, screw y'all. Here's my running back and my middle linebacker in the first round.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like this squad is doing some things a little bit different. And then when you pop your head up, a lot of people were a little bit concerned with some of the picks at certain times. But when you look at this team overall and you look at what he did to kind of complement them with the signings that he did, this squad is looking complete, man. It's looking complete. I'm a little bit scared to even say that. I'm really scared to say that. I really am.
Be a man. They're a real football team.
Chris,
they're a real organization.
Chris, I need you.
Just be a man.
I need your input on this, man. I need your input. Contender status for these Lions, are you taking them all the way serious, man, this year?
I'm taking them as not all the way serious, but as a threat to win, 1 or 2 playoff games, not more. So that to me puts you in the realm of contender, but not a true contender. A true contender.
But for the Lions, that's all the way serious.
Yeah. that's a fair point.
You just contradicted yourself.
I mean, given it's the Lions, yeah, that's a fair point. But I'm treating it like it's a normal organization, Terry. Like now they're finally a real organization, like you said. So we got to kind of, even though they are the Lions,
only one team is going to the chip.
That's true.
Out of the NFC.
That's true. And I'm not saying it's the Lions. I'm not ready yet.
And it won't be the Lions unless you're going to kick Philadelphia and San Francisco out of the league. At least on the NFC. And then you got to kick Kansas City out, Buffalo out, a bunch of other teams out. You're talking about winning the whole thing.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Terry, why don't you tell us about Randy Wise?
Randy Wise, great guy.
I like Randy Wise.
First of all. Wish I knew where it was. That's why they don't have me read this stuff.
the one with the celebrities, Randy
Oh,
Wise.
with Darren and Braylon Edwards. Yeah, the final
See how
word.
unimpressed he is?
Hey, how would you like to play golf with famous athletes? Braylon Edwards.
Sounds awesome.
The Bray, and D-Mac. Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you will be able to do just that. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice and pay attention to Woodward Sports for more information soon. What would be better than watching celebrities like Braylon and D-Mac play golf? Well, playing golf alongside them. That's the best thing. And being treated like a celebrity yourself. Stop in any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steak compliments of Fairway Packing Company. I bet you they're going to give them a tomahawk, too. Make the wise decision and get to Randy Wise today for your chance to win and play some good old golf with D-Mac and Braylon.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
So hype, man. Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. We are live at Dispo in Hazel Park.
Now, where are the heavyweights?
The heavyweights, they're down at Ford Field tonight. They're going to be checking out this Lions game, and they're going to be hype. Woo!
Now, is Spencer going to be wearing his
man.
Red Wings hat?
You
know that
all the time?
You know that stuff.
That's the
Can't take that
brand,
off?
man. That's the
Can't take
brand.
that off.
That's the brand.
Can I say one thing about Easy, who's not here?
Yeah, what's up?
Easy, he's a fat guy, too. He's got the cutest cheeks of anybody at Woodward Sports. I just want to grab him and go, hey, what's up, Easy?
Shout out to Easy and Spence, man. Shout out to Easy and Spence. Listen, I want to kind of go back to this conversation of the Detroit Lions, man, taking them as serious contenders, which feels like uncharted territory.
All right, brother. What is a contender for what?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. What's the story here this year? What is it that we're getting excited for? Because everybody's hyped this year. You hear people throwing around contender. You hear people saying, some people are saying they need to win the NFC. Some people are saying they just need to make the playoffs. Some people are saying they need to win a playoff game. What's the standard this year? What are we getting pumped up for?
We're getting pumped up because the Lions could win the division for the first time since the 90s. You're getting pumped up because the Lions could host a playoff game and win it. You would assume if they're hosting a playoff game, they're playing some also ran team who's 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever. So that's what we're getting hyped up for. We're getting hyped up because it won't be the same old Lions winning their 8 or 9 games, just missing the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe for certain they are pushing the button? Because I'm telling you, my brain is like, yeah, but because of who they've been for so long, man, just a small part of me is just like, are they really going to be that team that we see go out there like the Patriots have and the Eagles have and some of these other teams like the Niners have when it's been their year? When we looked at them from the outside and said, they're those teams. They've gone out there and gone 12-4, won their division easily, won a couple playoff games, look like contenders. It is so crazy to think about the Detroit Lions in that capacity, but I believe you're exactly right. All the pieces are there. The coaching is there.
Look at this. Normally, if you talk about the Detroit Lions and their contenders, they have a bunch of dudes who are 34 and 35 on the last leg of their career. But now, these dudes are young. It's like one of the youngest teams in the NFL. I mean, these are babies out there kicking ass out there. So that's why you should be excited.
Houston.
Now, I don't care about a team being one-hit wonders. I don't care if the Lions let's say they win 11 or 12 games this year and then disappear next year. That doesn't fly with me. What I'm excited about is they're going to be good this year, next year, and the following year. These are young puppies growing up together.
So you're telling me that it is safe for every Detroit Lion fan out there to bury the same old Lions. It's safe for every Detroit Lion fan out there to really get invested. Go out there and get whatever tickets. Get your game day gear. Get fresh. You're telling me this is the year for Detroit Lion fans get fully invested.
And wait a minute. And this is coming from T. Everybody.
That's what's crazy about this.
For the last few years.
I got to take my shades off.
Hey, T, the Lions going to win 12 games this year. I pat him on the head and say, no, son, they're not. They still stink. I don't know what you're saying. But this year, I don't think they're going to win 12 games. But if somebody comes up to me and say they're going to win 12 games this year, I'm not patting you on the head and wanting to get you committed.
So you are firm, though. They're going to win the division this year.
They're going to win it.
Chris, how you feeling about that?
Coming down to the last game of the season between them and Minnesota.
Ooh, you think it's going to be that close?
I like that.
Yeah, I think Minnesota is not
drama.
going away.
I don't know, man. They won a lot of close games last year. Their team got worse. I think they're one of those teams that's bound to take a step back. Bound to take a step back.
Well, they may take a step back, and the step back is going to be not winning the division. But here's the thing: every year, between 45 to I would say 60% of NFL games are decided by one score. That's what it is. It's the pass-fail league. It's as simple as that. So, yes, Minnesota won all these one-score teams, but that's what you do.
I hear you. You're not wrong by that. Like, the NFL is always going to have close games, but the thing is we look at this all the time across all sports. As a team that wins 11 of their games close, like, they're not going to win all 11 close games next year. They might regress to 8. That's 3 losses.
Or
that's 3 more
they
losses.
might kick somebody's ass in a couple games. You don't know.
I mean – no, I don't see it with this Vikings. They are the biggest threat to the Lions to winning the division, but at the end of the day, I think they're a team that takes a step back, and I think when you look at this
and finish second.
And finish second.
And I thought that's what I just said.
This is so crazy.
I thought I just said that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm confirming everything you're saying. I think we just look at the Vikings as there's
No, you over here fighting me on this, and then you agreed with me.
I didn't fight you, Terry.
Yes, you did. You're like, I don't know about that. I'm going to take a step back. I don't know what you're talking about. I just said that.
Bro, we're sitting here talking about the Lions. Seriously, the Lions, not with real hope, but it's like it's the actuality. Like, this team is going to win the division this year. And this is coming from Terry Foster. Like, I heard you for years. I heard Terry Foster for years. Anybody who was going to say that the Lions were contenders and they were for real, you saw through it all. You called them out on their BS. And if they called in, if they wrote you, if they hit you up on social media, you let them know. You're telling me that this is the year that you're actually going to be celebrating with fans.
Because I knew too much. The fans, they go watch games, and they go home and do their stuff. I would go to games, and I would go to practices. I would go to the front office. I would talk to people, and I was like, oh, man, this organization is still jacked up. If only people knew. And I knew eventually it was going to catch up with them. I'll tell you, what year was this? The Lions finished the first half of the season 6-2. They kicked Denver's ass. It was like 41-3. And we go into the locker room, and Mike Fury, who was a cornerback turned wide receiver, before he leaves, he points at us and said, hey, media, you can kiss our ass. Do you know what I did? I was doing radio at the time. I got on the radio the next day and said, I know the Lions are 6-2, but they're not making the playoffs this year.
I remember that.
I did.
I remember that.
And bitch, I was right. Get the fuck out of here. And you know what happened? They lost 7 of their last 8 games and missed the playoffs.
That's what I was talking about. Is that year? I forget who it was. Was it Tony Scheffler or somebody who was running up the sideline and looked into the camera? Was like, "We're going to the playoffs," and that was that year, and it all fell apart. And it was just like, man. But you know what? I don't think that they had everything together going into the season like this squad does. They took advantage of some high points in their season to kind of start the season. And I think that that's what got them off to their 6-2. But like you said, you can kind of see through some of their holes that this team wasn't going to be able to maintain that. But this squad, like I said, these conversations are weird because you guys are just arguing, Chris and Terry, about how much are the Lions going to win the division by. And that's why I said, I'm like, man, if my name is Detroit Kool-Aid, I'm the one sitting here who's like, yo, we can actually be this comfortable about the Detroit Lions, man. And I honestly love it. It's what gets me hype, honestly, about a preseason game, because we can come in and sit down. And it's not about the hope of, are we going to get a start of this preseason?
I'm going to say something bold.
Are we going to see something that's going to make us excited?
If the Lions don't win the division this year, and if they don't win a playoff game this year, they never will. They're done forever. Because this is the best it's ever been. And if you can't do it now, shoot.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the squad to just be a consistent team the way that I've had other friends that are like Steelers fans, Green Bay fans, and they're just able to talk about their team like they know. Yeah, I'm going to get playoff tickets this year. Or, yeah, I'm going to get Super Bowl tickets this year. Yeah, I'm going to be able to I'm ready to be able to talk about the Detroit Lions like that because we all, as Detroit fans, support this team.
Now, let me ask you something.
Crazily.
Do you have a second team?
No, I do not.
Because a lot of people here in Detroit have a second team.
I couldn't do it.
You know,
I couldn't do it.
There's Cleveland Brown bars in Detroit. There's Pittsburgh Steeler bars. There's Chicago Bears bars. And there's Green Bay Packer bars. You know why? Because there's enough people with second teams. The bars are like, we're filled on Saturday and then on Sunday, and then not watching the Lions. Because a lot of people here have second teams.
You know what, man? I actually went to a bar one night. We were just trying to get out to find some chicken fingers, and I stumbled upon this bar out in Madison Heights, and I walked in there, and there was nothing but Steelers fans in there. They had Steelers up on the board, up on the marquee and everything. I was like, what is going on? It was like a Sunday night football game. Like, what is going on? It was wild, man. It was wild.
So now what change we're going to see is not as many people are going to have second teams in Detroit. And I'm proud of you. You didn't get a second team.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it, man. Chris.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you, Terry, is how much success do the Lions have to have this year, or does it take multiple years before that whole second team thing kind of
multiple years? Because we've seen them win. Well, I have, because you younger people haven't seen. I've seen them win 11 games. I even saw them win a playoff game at the Silver Dump.
That's insane.
So you've got to sustain it, because old people like me are going to say, okay, yeah, I've seen them win 11 games, and then they won 5 games the next year, and then 7 the next, and 8, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So they have to sustain it. This should be a 4 to 5 year run at least.
Terry, I still find this stuff unbelievable, man, but I'm going to take your expert opinion on it, man. I am.
Okay.
Just
Just enjoy it. If I tell you to enjoy it, enjoy it.
I'll tee this up for you. So for the Lions fans that, you know, if they don't make the playoffs, if they underachieve, if they lose to the Vikings this year, they might need some SMA, some sports marketing agency. Why don't you tell them all about it?
Oh yeah, they sure will. The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, help fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to transportsma.com. It's thesportsma.com. If the Lions don't make the playoffs, you may have to go to thesportsma.com. But they're going to make the playoffs.
I might need that. Yeah.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best best in Detroit sports coverage.
All right, let me tell you guys about Centron. Centron is the place to go for a $100,000 trip to Vegas with your closest friends. Live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's Centron Energy. Drink it and live it. You can enter today by purchasing a 24-pack, and you can get them at your local Meijer store. Centron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice for people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves. Visit drinkcentron.com/Vegas for more information.
Man, welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweight Show. We are down at the Dispo in Hazel Park. I'm your boy Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, rocking out with the legend, Terry Foster.
And I'm so impressed with all these happy people coming in here to get their weed on.
Terry's already yelling at the customers, man. We already got epic drops going on. I can't be more ecstatic. While I'm getting hyped for the Lions, he's getting hype about the customers coming in. It's a win-win for everybody, man. I hope the Dispo is happy, too.
Hey, it's Friday, man. Everybody should be happy on the Friday.
Definitely. And you know what? Shout out to the birthday boy, too, man. Shout out to Easy and Spencer. But Easy, was his birthday yesterday. Yeah, man.
All right.
I wanted to make sure we said that on the air. Listen, man, my first time on anything Woodward Sports was because of Easy. My first time hosting a Woodward Sports show because of my brother Easy, man. Shout out to you, man. He's giving out gifts for his birthday, so I'm hoping he has a grand time tonight at that Lions game. They've been grinding. They've been putting in work, man, and they've been keeping their audience here well entertained. You know what? And I hope they enjoy tonight.
I hung out with Easy during the Lions game.
Yeah,
if
tell me
he's
about
going to
it.
have fun, it's going to be at the bar afterwards.
Oh, we're going to have fun.
Because the first preseason game is the most boring thing in the entire world. I mean, here's a success. No, it is.
Terry having none of this hype train
Here
for the,
is a successful
game.
first preseason game. If Aiden Hutchinson walks off the field in one piece, if Penei Sewell walks off the field in one piece, if Jared Goff isn't complaining about his hand being tired or sore or broken, all you do, you're trying to determine who's going to be your backups, who's going to be that. The starters, as the better you become as a team, the more important it becomes for you. Just keep them healthy. That's all it is. Keep them healthy.
So what you're saying is that the Lions, for once, they know exactly what they have. We've gone to some of these preseasons trying to figure out what we have, and it's made us have some type of, like, withdrawal symptom. Like, I want to see our starters for more than one series. I want to see our starters for more than one quarter. I want to see our starters for 3 quarters. Like, we used to, in that fourth game, if we got them a little bit longer or if we got them for an extra drive, that fourth period, we would be like, yes. Now it's to a point where it's really like, you know what, those are our guys. We know who those guys are. And you're right. They're young.
You know what preseason is all about?
Tell me about it.
It's one more way for the NFL to get suckers to pay full price for something that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
That's what that's all about.
I get the business side of it. I get it. And I know that for fans, at least for us, it's changed now. Like you said, people are going to these stadiums with a little bit different expectation, a lot more hope. And honestly, expecting their team to be the team that goes into all of these stadiums on the road, and these other squads are trying to figure out how do we stop these Lions from coming in here and getting a win in our stadium. I feel like the Lions are supposed to be the team that are feared. We used to wonder every single year when we would see the Packers or certain Minnesota Vikings teams come to town, or even some of those Chicago Bears teams, when they would come to town, we would be wondering, like, how are we going to stop this team?
You know what? When I was a child, I liked the Lions. But I was traumatized by the Minnesota Vikings. You know why? They beat the Lions 17 times in a row.
Oh.
So that's almost
rough.
9 years.
That's rough.
And they just kicked their ass too.
That's rough, man.
Now and then the Lions are like, oh man, we're only losing by 4 or 5 points late in the game. We're right in it. And Minnesota's like, all right, score this last touchdown, put them out their misery.
Bro, that sounds like my childhood. That sounds like, I think, a lot of different Lions fans' childhoods. Hey, Chris, doesn't it sound like things you've gone through your Lions fandom?
Man, I don't want to talk about it right now. I just want to get to this preseason game. You know, there's actually things to look forward to. There's actually a little bit, you know, like you said, you kind of relax, kick back. Like, all you gotta do is make it through healthy and focus on bigger things. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I was traumatized
Terry keeps bringing up the past,
by
trying to bring
the
us
purple
down.
people leaders and Fran Tarkington.
Listen, I think this is a different season. Like I said, beat writers people who've covered the team before, fans, the players, everybody, man, is dialed in. Everybody is glued into this squad
cute.
right now.
I want to talk about Barry Sanders.
That's where I'm going next, man.
You wearing the damn jersey.
Listen, man, for the legend, the Barry Sanders. You guys already know what's on the back. Hey, Chris, you got the
yes, sir.
You got that graphic up there?
Putting it up right now.
Definitely, man.
It's been quite the debate.
Listen, as you guys know, Barry Sanders was given, the announcement came out that he's going to get his statue. Right. It's going to be unveiled in Barry Sanders-like form. It's going to be a private ceremony. That speaks
it's
to
not
Barry
really
Sanders.
private. The media be there. Private ceremonies is Barry Sanders and Lion officials. So
yeah, I know fans were a little bit.
But the fans should be there.
The fans were. That's the one thing I noticed in the comments. A lot of the fans were like, "Yo, why is this private? We want to be there to celebrate this with them." Because the fans have been the ones for years who have held them down. The fans have been the ones for years who have said, "We understand." The fans have even been the ones who said to the forwards, "Let them go somewhere else and play." And so I get that. I get that from that standpoint. But I wanted to be able to ask your opinion on something, man. I kind of already know where you're gonna go with this.
No, you don't.
You
think you do, but you don't.
Tell me this, man, and I want you guys in the comments too. Put it down there, yo. In Detroit sports history, who should be the next to get a statue? Like, who's long overdue, man? Who's long overdue? Chris, I want your answer first, though, Chris.
Oh man, all right. It's got to be Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is a two-time champion for the city of Detroit. As great as Calvin is as an individual player, he unfortunately in the Lions didn't reach the team's success. So I got to go with Isaiah Thomas. I'm a basketball guy through and through. The bad boys are what we talked about. And Isaiah is unequivocally the best Piston in franchise history. So I think it's only right he gets his statue.
That is correct. And plus, the Pistons already decided they're going to have a statue for Isaiah Thomas. But it's not going to happen. And there's a couple things going on.
Wait. T. Hold on. Wait. So, because he deserves one, and you're saying that they want to be able to get him one.
Right.
The Pistons are trying to honor him at least from the Pistons side, Isaiah Thomas, they're at least trying to honor him.
They're trying to, but it's not going to happen.
Hold on. Break this down.
All right.
Break this down, man.
Who owns Little Caesars Arena?
The Illiches.
Right. Do the Pistons own it? No. Nope. They're leasing.
You talking about Red Wings Arena?
So,
you talking about Hockey Arena down there?
We may not see a Steve Yzerman statue too, because Mike Ilitch was the one who was pushing for statues, pushing for the Tigers in Comerica Park. His kids didn't want any of that. So now that Mike Ilitch is gone, we may not see any statues in there for a while. My understanding is that as far as Isaiah is concerned, the Red Wings are the ones blocking it because they don't really want non-Red Wings up there. So they're kind of blocking it. The Pistons want it, but it's not going to happen.
Man,
wow. Unless somebody changes their mind.
Wow.
Sheesh.
That's sad.
I think about, I know like the little Pistons town they got down there near the Performance Center. Sometimes I'm like, can they do something down there? They do have the kind of the bust or something like that that's kind of outside that has Isaiah Thomas on there. But
yeah, but they got everybody. They got
they
Chuck
have everybody
Daly.
there, yeah.
They got Joe Dumars. Who else did I see up there?
They had
Junkyard? No, not Junkyard.
Shout out Jerome Williams, man. I wouldn't be surprised when they put everybody in the rafters except for Tayshaun Prince. Tayshaun Prince, Sergei Fedorov, man, those guys, their jerseys, I don't know. Like the Pistons, they're going to have to slow down, but I do believe, just on like an off-topic note, that Sergei, get that 91 up in the rafters for the Red Wings, man.
Well, yeah, that's long overdue too. But the Wings are still salty with Sergei because he gave him that poison pill contract. He wanted to get out of here.
Yeah.
And the fans turned on him. Everybody was pissed at Sergei Fedorov. And then they presented the Wings with a 1-year, $28 million contract. You either pay it or you lose him. So they're like, damn. So they paid it. And so they kept Sergei, but they were still salty with him. And then Sergei and Yzerman didn't always see eye to eye. So if you're not boys with the captain, you're in trouble also.
Yeah.
So that is probably the most egregious thing that's going on now. Sergei's number's not in the rafters. 91 should be up there.
Sheesh, man, that's some news there, man.
There's always petty stuff going on in the background.
It is, and that's unfortunate because in Detroit sports, as fans, and I know everybody in the comments knows this too, man. We get behind our teams, we get behind our players, we really do, man. Yo, we'll pop up players like Nate Burleson. So when we can't go and honor somebody like Chris Platte said, like Isaiah Thomas, it's just like, goodness, man, all over some pettiness, bro.
Right. Now, here's why Isaiah should be the next statue. When Isaiah was drafted by the Pistons were not interested in winning championships. What the Pistons want, they wanted to try to win 50 games. They wanted to be competitive. They wanted to be a threat. But Isaiah was the one that said, that's not good enough. We're either going to compete for championships or just, get off the pot.
Yeah.
So he pushed them to another level. Now, look, and he's an icon now, but look who the Pistons hired as the coach. Chuck Daly, who failed in Cleveland. He was a failure of a coach. He was a high school coach, and he went to the NBA. Didn't work out, so they brought him in.
And you covered it.
Yeah, because they thought Chuck is a nice guy. He's not going to get on anybody's nerves. He's a player guy, and maybe it'll work out. So 5 years after Chuck came in, they fired him. And but this came out. Isaiah revealed that they fired him, and then they said, "No, this would be a mistake if you don't bring Chuck back. We're not going to win championships." So they brought him back.
Jeez.
And
that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Chris, have you ever heard that, bro?
I have not heard that. And, I want to just further push the Isaiah Thomas because you brought up the good point of, like, the fans and the community and Detroit in general always getting behind these players. But, like, for me, it's also the emotional side of it, too, and I don't want to correlate to something that's super tragic, but I will, and it's the example of Kobe Bryant's early passing. Like, I want these athletes, these greats, these icons in our city to get their flowers while they're still here. Like Isaiah Thomas deserves to see his statue up. He doesn't,
I like that.
He doesn't deserve to get it after he's gone. And I know that's something that happens a lot in all facets in sports and culture everywhere, but it's something that I really want to see. I think Isaiah Thomas deserves to see his statue up there while he's still here, while he's an active member of the
tomorrow's
Detroit
not
community.
promised.
It's not. It's not, man. And I want to see a player like that get it because he's continued to represent Detroit well, kind of on the national stage, man. Who?
You.
Isaiah Thomas? Mm-hmm. For real?
Yes.
Bro, don't tell me
why?
that, man.
Because he likes
You had to look away from the camera.
He likes you guys pumping up the Pistons. Isaiah Thomas wants the Pistons of today, the Pistons of yesterday, the Pistons of tomorrow to be represented. And Detroit is not a powerful market like New York and Chicago. We always know what's going on with the Knicks, even though they suck. We always know what's going on with the Bulls, with Michael Jordan, and his lies, by the way.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on with the Lakers, but the way the NBA was supposed to go was supposed to be Magic and Larry Bird fighting for championships, and then here comes Michael Jordan. Pistons messed it all up by going to the NBA Finals 3 years in a row.
Absolutely
the league is still pissed about that.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love that. And I love that that's been our constant refrain, man. Detroit has just always kind of played this spoiler, kind of shown up on a stage that we don't necessarily belong on, but we know that we deserve to be there.
You belong on it.
They don't want to give it
They
to us.
don't want you on the stage.
Yeah. They don't
Shit,
want
don't say they don't
Tell them,
belong
Uncle Terry.
on it.
Tell them, Uncle Terry.
You know what? It's that whole kind of Detroit versus everybody for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, for so long, we kind of sit in, even when – I was just having this conversation with somebody else, T. Foss, when the Detroit Pistons won in 2004, and the headlines were more about what the Lakers did wrong and a little bit of coverage on the Pistons. It's just like, what's going on? We can't even win a championship and get people to say they belong here.
Well, that was legit, and I'll tell you why. Before that series, I thought the Lakers were going to kill the Pistons, but they sent me out to L.A. before the series, and I got to talk to Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant, the glove, who was no longer, he had holes in his fingers. He couldn't cover anybody anymore.
Chauncey was toasting him.
And I said, man, this team is unfocused. They don't know who they're playing. They don't even know what the Pistons do. And then I came back and said, Pistons are going to beat this team. So it was, the Pistons, yes, belonged. The Pistons were the better team. But part of that was the Lakers. They've fallen apart.
Imploded. And I think that the Pistons did what they had to do realistically to make sure they tugged at all of those strings. You talk about a team that went in there and ultimately, what was their tagline? Played the right way.
Right.
Man, that was it. But that was a crazy story, man.
That was. Now I'm gonna have you, Terry. I'm gonna have you tell us how to get insured the right way.
Well, here's what you need to do. Let Swiss Insurance do the thing. Swiss, they're here this summer. They want to make sure you are properly covered, whether it's a grad party or your house or your car, whatever, they're going to hook you up. There's just a group of people over to enjoy the lake or pool and somebody drowns or something. Swiss Insurance has you covered. Let the Swiss Insurance Group review your coverage and make sure you are protected from an unexpected loss. For instance, I have a son who drives a car, and sometimes he's reckless, and Swiss Insurance can make sure that when he runs off the road that we're covered. Check us out at SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 248-800-4177. Mark is going to hook you up. Planning or sponsoring the golf outing this year, ask Swiss Insurance about hole-in-one putting contest, $1 million shootout coverage. That's important because if somebody hits a hole-in-one and you promise them $1 million, you don't want to pay off. Swiss Insurance will take care of that. Help build your business with big ideas. Check out Swiss today, SwissINS.com, or call Mark at 248-800-4177.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts. Carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Co., your power equipment playground.
Welcome back to Woodward Sports. I am Terry Foster, and this guy is the young buck Detroit Kool-Aid. Why you Detroit Kool-Aid?
They listen, man. That started up a
First of
long
all, welcome to
time
the Woodward normal weights.
The normal way.
Oh yeah. I tried to gain 50 pounds in 2 days when I found out I was doing the show, but I couldn't do it.
Hey, listen, man, we hold it down for the skinny weight.
Trying to represent
weights.
Easy Right. I appreciate that, Terry.
Right.
Definitely, man. Definitely put in. But no, Detroit Kool-Aid, I remember I joined Twitter, the platform, maybe 11, 12 years ago, was, big in the Detroit Lions. Like, I know I cover Pistons now for the network, but I was big in the Detroit Lions, man. And Kelly B. Hall was her name at the time. She was the girlfriend at the time of Matthew Stafford, and she was always kind of ragging on the fans. And I was like, you know what, I kind of want to create an account so I can get in here, get in the conversation, and just make sure she understands we've seen too much of this for her to kind of be ragging. So I kind of got this Detroit Kool-Aid account signed in. I heard you guys on one of your former employers always talking about Detroit Kool-Aid. I was like, you know what, let's represent that.
No, that was Lions Kool-Aid.
It was, but listen, I said, I want to run through a brick wall for anything Detroit. So anybody who was online talking about Detroit, I was there. And Kelly B. Hall at the time, I remember, bro, it was a game where if the Lions, the previous two games, would have just won one of those games, they get a chance to go to the playoffs. Stafford throws 3 interceptions that game, bro. 3 interceptions. And she's like, the fans are booing, and she's like, what in the world? You wouldn't know that we're at home with the way that the fans are booing. And I don't know, man. I just hit back with the quip like, yo, you wouldn't know we're playing at home the way Stafford's throwing to the other team. that thing went everywhere. Everywhere. And Detroit Kool-Aid was kind of emblemized from that. This was some years back.
You know what your name almost was?
What?
Cornbread. Because we used to talk about
I remember
the Lions
that.
cornbread, too.
I remember that, man. You guys were kind of legendary for that stuff, man. And it just kind of stuck. It stuck for years. But I didn't want it to be about being overly hype about our teams, even if they didn't deserve it. I wanted it to be about making sure we were representing Detroit the right way.
So you're a slappy.
Everywhere, man. No.
You're a slappy.
A little bit biased sometimes, but I'm not necessarily a slappy. Look, I'll get hype, but if it's time to say that our team suck, we will say that the team sucks. And that's why I even started today like, yo, I don't know. Like, Terry Foster is telling us, y'all, that this is a team that they're going to win the division.
I don't know.
When do we ever sit down and talk about the Lions like this?
I don't know if you can be critical of teams, because we were doing like a little Piston podcast.
Yeah.
And you floored me when you said the Pistons were a good team.
Listen, we did the 17
You
wins
said
last
that,
year.
Did you, yes or no? Did you say the Pistons are a good team?
This team is going to be a good team. The talent they have, if they can get them on the court, I believe in this foundation of the Detroit Pistons.
Hey,
yes, I do.
I'll get him right now.
Right.
Killian Hayes.
Oh, that's unfair. That's
Here's Killian
unfair.
Hayes.
That's
Well, he can
unfair.
pass the basketball real well.
That's unfair.
I'll give it one more year. Nah,
Killian
come
Hayes
on.
is shooting better than 16% now.
Listen,
All
man.
right, you just said they're going to be a good team, but how many games are going to win?
Look, I'm putting them at 30 wins. I've seen a lot of other people.
When did
That's not
30
good.
wins become good?
No. Listen. You got to hear the caveats, all right? You got to hear the caveats. Kool-Aid is something that is, when you're making it, you stir it in a little bit at a time. You kind of stir it in there. You got to work it in there. Listen, if this team, I want their floor. I'm talking about even if the wheels fall off. Unless Cade is injured, don't come back home with no less than 30. I do believe that this squad, if everything goes right, has the opportunity to compete for the play-in. I do believe that. And I believe that when you look at the talent they have, that they can put together out there on this court, that they didn't do last year. They didn't play together last year. With the new additions, with the Sar Thompson, with the shooters. Terry over here laughing at me.
So
See, this is what I thought we were going to do with the Lions.
Pistons are a good team, guys. They're going to win 30 games. Whee! Are you kidding me?
No, I do want to know what people are feeling about the Pistons, man. Where do you guys think the Pistons are going to be this year in terms of
Pistons
wins?
are not a good team.
Listen, I can't say it, man. I can't say it. I can't say it. I got to see this team.
Here's what he wants you to believe.
I got to see this squad.
My name is Detroit Kool-Aid. The Detroit Pistons are a good team. They're going to win 30 games.
We just flip-flopped. I'm the one over here apprehensive about the Lions.
With
the Barry Sanders jersey on, and he's apprehensive about the Pistons.
Did they condense the season to 50 games and not tell me what happened? So they're going 30 out of 82, but that's a good team.
Listen, I'm seeing people in here saying 50 wins, man. 50 wins.
Nah,
Stop
man,
it.
they're winning once a week. Let's
Shout out Denver Blair.
They might
man.
win 50 games the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I give you that.
Yeah,
How many wins do you think realistically for the Pistons this year?
I got them at 32 to 34, like somewhere in that range, maybe 35 at the most. So like the same range as you. I can't call them a good team. I think they're a year away from being a good team. And I think as far as the play-in goes, you would have to count on a lot, because to do the math, right, if there's 10 teams in the playoffs / play-in, that means the Pistons have to be better than 5 Eastern Conference teams. And if you want to run through them, you're counting on other teams failing rather than the Pistons overachieving. Like, that's the more realistic scenario. Like Chicago, you're counting on them to blow it up. Toronto, you're counting on them to blow it up. Brooklyn, it's possible, because without Kevin Durant and Kyrie, they kind of went to the basement. Orlando was better than us last year, kind of same tier. It's a toss-up. Indiana probably 1 year ahead of us on the rebuild. Washington,
It might be 2 years.
Washington and Charlotte were for sure better than. So, like, that's 6 teams, and they got to pass 5 of them. And to do that, you need kind of them to fall and you to go up. So I can't call them a good team yet this year.
This is but look,
they're
this is
getting
my
30.
thing though.
They're
This is
getting
my
30.
thing.
I truly believe in 30.
With the Lions though, we are holding this team, and I know they are further on ahead in their rebuild. And before they got to this point, there were times where they were middling where we said though, they're a good team. They're on the way. And that's what I mean with the Pistons. They're not a good team right now as it relates to, are they going to go in there and get a 5th seed,
so
a
they're
4th
not a
seed,
good
or a
team.
3rd seed?
So
but in
they're
terms
not a
of
good
the
team.
foundation, the makeup of
There
the
you got
team.
the makeup.
I'm
Okay.
The
gonna
makeup
I'm
of
with
the
you.
I'm
team.
gonna make this fool
The
say
makeup
it.
of the team.
So they're not a good team.
The makeup of the team is good.
Are they a good team?
The makeup of the Detroit Pistons
Yes.
is of a good
No,
team.
no. Yes or no?
Where are we
Are
at on the time
Pistons
on the
a good
social
team?
here? You know what? I believe this, and this is what I want to say before I give my answer. This is what I want to say.
He knows we got 1 minute to commercial. He's just
Hey,
filibustering.
if you say they're not good, Troy Weaver's still going to talk to you. It's okay.
Listen,
This guy Kool-Aid's a politician, man. Look at this.
but this is what I'm saying, and this is what's kind of made me a little bit bullish. And you see a lot of the other media starting to catch up. And I want to talk about this on the other side of the break as well. Cade Cunningham, he's something completely different, I believe, than we've seen here in the Detroit Pistons uniform in a very long time. When you add kind of some of these other pieces around, we didn't really get to see him and Bojan play. We get a little taste of him and Jalen Duren, and you got NBA All-Stars saying those guys are a problem. So it's just like they could step out realistically night one, and if chemistry issues are not a problem and if health is not a problem, why are we not looking at Cade Cunningham and holding him to the same standard that Dallas would hold Luka to? This is your first-round pick. This is a guy stepping out supposedly healthy. He's supposed to have all-world talent. I want to see this team go out there and take advantage. Now, there's going to be some ups and downs, some bumps, but this is supposed to be a high IQ team.
Lots of bumps.
But it's supposed to be a high IQ team.
It's Michigan, nothing but potholes.
Nothing but potholes. But that's what I'm saying. Why draft all these young players that you say are serious ball players, that you say are ahead of the curve, that you say have high basketball IQ, but you're expecting them now to take how many more years to get this thing going? Troy Weaver saying, I saw the 17 wins last year, but I like where we're headed. And I'm kind of in that same
Now, you know what
mode.
Troy Weaver believes? Troy Weaver believes they're going to make the playoffs this year. He did. That's why he didn't trade Bojan.
You're not going to get me there. You're not going to get me on that one.
He thinks they're going to win. He thinks they're going to make the playoffs. That's in the back. He's probably not going to say it. He's not going to say they're a bad team. But the way he did things last year, he thinks they're going to make the playoffs.
Man, that's gonna be interesting, man. That's gonna be an interesting ride for the Pistons. I do believe that they're gonna have a good time or a fun time making it tough on teams nightly. I do believe they have the makeup to go out there and compete nightly, similar to like their Cade Cunningham's rookie year post All-Star break. They went on that 10-14 stretch. They win a couple more games. They're 500 post All-Star break with Cade, and that was with, to me, a less talented team. They put a little bit more around him. They gave him more pick and roll options. They gave him more bigs. They gave him more shooters. They gave him more ball handlers. I'm excited to see what they're going to be.
Hold on.
If you're going to say they're a good team, then at least say they're going to win 45 games.
Yeah.
At least say they're going to be above 500.
Okay, listen. They're a team approaching the status of being a
There
good
we
team.
go. There we go.
I got him to change.
There we go. There we go.
Buzzer beater
That's a
right
win.
before the break?
Yeah, right
There we
before
go.
the break.
That's
so
how we do it.
Killian Hayes is probably getting cut. Kool-Aid, why don't you tell us where you get a good haircut?
You know what?
I try my best with that one.
Killian Hayes, I can tell you another place you can get cut, man. You can walk into any Lady James.
If you want to get cut twice in one day.
You can walk into any Lady James for an award-winning haircut experience. At least this one will be award-winning and automatically enter for your chance to not win, to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, Killian Hayes, and one for your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, Peter, Let me tell you about Academy of Warren, the brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. And you can also have a 7-on-7 footballs there as well. K through 8 features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch. You know the heavies will be there for that. Curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. And don't forget, Ermanni and Edwards will be broadcasting from their carnival live on August 24th. Come meet the staff and explore your child's new school. Now accepting new enrollment. Go to academyofwarren.net for more information.
Welcome back. I am your host, Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, rocking out with the legendary Foster. We got JB Smooth and Chris Platte in the building as well. Woodward heavyweights or normal weights? What are we calling ourselves? Shout out to Easy and Spencer, man.
How about medium weights?
Medium weights?
Or you're more of a welterweight?
Welterweight? A little bit.
And you were a lightweight until I got a hold of your ass the last segment. Finally admitting the Pistons are not a good team.
Oh, man. Yo, listen, man, that PR room is going to be tough next time I'm down there at the Pistons performance.
You're supposed to speak your truth.
I'm messing.
Don't worry about – I never worry about what they say about me or to me.
Nah,
Forget them.
No, listen.
You in charge.
Also, you came out smelling like a rose. It was me and Terry that were pushing you on.
No, I like it though because honestly, I do believe this is the season for the Pistons, man, where expectations have to be laid there. I really do. I believe that. This is the year where we're not saying, well, they're still building, well, they're still kind of getting the foundation. They use the analogy of building a house and how they, you're getting the foundation, you're kind of putting the frame up. But when you get to the point where you're trying to put your doors on and your windows on, that's about security. This is a team that I'm looking at with a little bit more scrutiny this year. From the X's and O's, you got Monty Williams, the best coach in basketball. So what you're saying, I want to see this team look better immediately from night one. And I want to see them at least look like a team that we know, okay, the wheels are not off.
Let me say this. If you've got Detroit slappy saying they're going to win 30 games, you're still building. Is that –
I think that they're realistically going to wind somewhere between 35 and 40. I'm just saying that their floor needs to be 30.
If you win 35 games, that means you're not building as a team anymore. You're done.
What? No. They're still building as a team.
You just said, I just think this season you're going to say, stop saying that they're building. They're going to win 30 games.
But for the steps forward, man, this squad, you're always going to be a team that's trying to make sure you got the right makeup. But I want to see this squad finally be one where we know, like the Cavaliers, when they were starting to make their ascension, you knew that this was a team that was ready to take the jump. They were going out there, even OKC. They weren't, before they were this team that people looked at as a playoff contender, they were a squad that you knew they're going to give you trouble every night. And you knew SGA, Lou Dortz, these guys are going to come in and they're going to wreak havoc on your squad every single night. And I want to see the Pistons be that. I don't want to see this be like the old Pistons. I want to see these draft picks come out and actually look like they belong the way that Cade has done, the way that Jaden Ivey has done, and continue to do that. We took Killian Hayes with the number 7 pick, and he doesn't look like he belongs out there. And all the draft picks before him, other than maybe Andre Drummond, they have not looked like they belonged. Now you got these high draft picks, yet you've drafted in the lottery, 4 of them. How many of them have been top 5? I want to see this team go out there and look like it, scrappy, running the floor, getting into the defensive lanes, get out there into the transition, play tough in the half court. Like, I want to see this team look like that, and that's what I mean. Whether the wins are where I necessarily want them to be, I don't want to see this team lose no more than 30. I don't want to see them win no less than 30. But I want to see this squad go out there and look like a real team, man. Like, I think that they have that pedigree. I believe that they have that makeup. I do want to get your thoughts on it, Chris and Terry, man.
If a team is winning 30 games, that means they're not playing defense. It means they're not playing good half-court offense or defense. It means they're still rebuilding. It means they still have holes. It means that this team has a long way to go. I don't know if you know this, but teams do win 50, 60 games. And teams do win playoff series. That is possible. But if you're talking about the numbers you're talking about, you are still building. You're still not good. You still aren't playing defense. I mean, come on, dude. Wake up.
I agree. Defense is going to be the part for them that's going to be the real telling card. I think offensively, Cade will be able to, if he's fully healthy, him even this early in his career, I think will be able to will you to a top half of the league offense. Like I think he's really that good, especially when you look at Monty Williams, and I've done some film, and how he uses Devin Booker, I think, is a lot of how he'll use Cade, because Cade was awesome.
Oh, you mean Devin Booker, who should be a Piston?
Who should be a Piston, and who will be a Piston, Terry? He will be.
Okay.
He will be.
Yep.
You better believe that part of that Monty Williams bag was, hey, wink, wink, in 2 years when Kevin Durant is 36 years old and Bradley Beal is still overpaid.
I got a story for you dudes. Before the draft that year, we're talking to Stan Van Gundy about what he wants in a player in the draft. He described Devin Booker. I want a guy who can shoot. I want a guy that has got
Terry,
some
break
guts.
my heart again,
I
bro.
want a guy that's got some handle. He described Devin Booker and then passed him up in the
Now,
in the draft.
I will say that's obviously a mistake. We all know that.
That's
but the report that came out on draft night, because 10 years later, everybody says they were going to draft Draymond with the next pick. So, you can't believe those.
Sure.
But that night, reports did come out, and I wonder if you heard it, that Devin Booker was number 2 on their board. They picked Stanley over Devin, but Devin went 6 picks later. So they were higher on him than most. But ultimately, you don't get credit for being higher on somebody that you don't
But
take.
you described him before the draft.
Of the guy
you described exactly what he does.
Yeah.
And,
Terry's over here
and I'll
hurting
tell
me,
you
man.
another thing.
He's
What's my
hurting
man in Cleveland now?
Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I was going out to the little scrimmages they had. The day that Donovan Mitchell was there, I happened to be there. So we didn't get to see him play.
Yeah.
But then an assistant coach, I started talking to the assistant coach. He said, we just got our guy. This dude named Donovan Mitchell killed it.
Yeah.
This is the best guy we've seen, period.
Didn't miss a shot.
We were we were trying to double him, triple him, quadruple him. We put big men on him, everything. Couldn't stop him.
It's
I'm
ridiculous, bro.
But
So I'm like, okay, Pistons are going to draft Donovan Mitchell. Glad I didn't say that because Stan got
a
white
J.J.
dude's
Redick
name?
wannabe.
Huh?
J.J. Redick wannabe, Luke Kennard.
Yeah, Luke Kennard.
Jeez.
I will say this about Luke Kennard had
He's
a
a
little bit
decent
of
player.
No, he's a decent player, and he had his little white boy wiggle in his game, which I like. He does, and he can shoot. So I can see how they could be deceived. But when Donovan Mitchell comes into your building and shows out
Like that. Yeah.
then I was told, well, you can't go by these workouts. And I said, well, why the hell did you have him then?
Well, allow me to explain, Terry, to further elaborate why I think Devin Booker is going to be a Piston. Because do you remember when he was?
He's from Grand Rapids? That don't mean anything.
I mean, yes, but specifically when you look at Devin Booker, when he was in the finals for the first time with Phoenix, they said, what's it feel like to be in the finals for the first time? First thing he says is, man, this is the moment I dreamed of. I remember watching Pistons as a kid, watching Rip in the finals. Every time he talks about Detroit,
That don't mean anything.
I'm telling you, that Phoenix situation, they are going to be dust in 2 years.
And now every time he wears a tiger cap or something, goofballs like this put it online.
No. Hold on. Let me
I'm
take it
with
a
this
step
one.
further. Let
I'm
me
with
take it a
this
step
one.
further because listen, I'm on socials for Woodward Sports. Listen, I always try to contribute that type of stuff. I told JB Smooth, y'all invoke the name. I have to do it. It is a tradition. Devin Booker, come home, brother. Listen, I see you out there. You are repping the Detroit brand. You got all of the sports teams. You got all of the fitteds. You got the shirts. Bro, he's out with millionaires at millionaire exclusive parties repping Detroit gear, man. Devin Booker, come home, bro. Come home. Come home. When you see this, and I know that you will because I know you watch the Woodward heavyweights, come home. Come to Detroit, baby.
Devin,
we got
do you want to win a championship?
Hey,
Don't come home then.
Hey,
it ain't happening here.
I'll tell you what though. In 2 to 3 years, Detroit's going to be a better chance at winning a championship than Phoenix. They are dust. They have bet all on Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, who's the most overpaid player in the NBA. That team is going to have no room to get better. And what have we seen in the last 2 decades, Terry? We've seen every time stars demand their way out. And if Detroit continues to project and get towards that good team that they're not yet, right, Terry?
Right, they're not a good team.
That they're not yet. But if they get to that in the next 2 years, well, Devin's looking around and he's got he's got the remains of Kevin Durant and what's left of Bradley Beal. Like, he's gonna look around, shrug his shoulders, and see DeAndre Ayton still paid $40 million to complain, and he's gonna say, all right, I could team up with Cade. That looks like a nice situation. So if you're ever willing to believe in one, Terry, this is the one to believe in.
I hope you guys are right.
Hey, look, I need you guys in the comments right now as well. Give Easy some love, man. Give Easy some birthday love.
Some birthday love.
Yeah, I see him. He's in the chat
and
right now.
also, let's talk about Easy's cheeks.
Hey, we're telling embarrassing stories for Easy's birthday. So tell it, Terry.
Hey,
what's up, man?
Easy got them little chipmunk cheeks, man.
Hey, we're gonna be celebrating some cheeks tonight. We're gonna be at Legends in Detroit.
All right.
Make sure you.
I like those cheeks better.
Yeah. And I know you got them stories. I know you got them stories, Terry. That was one of the best moments of Woodward Heavyweights when Terry came on and told us the stories.
I told you about the one
legged
stripper
in
Pontiac.
Listen,
yeah,
bro. One of the ones I loved, and if they ever make a statue out of this Hall of Fame, Michigan Sports Hall of Fame nominated journalist, Terry Foster, I think it should be when you went and did your expose on the Booty Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
I think that emblemized that, man. I remember that. Do you remember that story?
I remember being in the Booty Lounge, but I don't remember the story.
What do you remember?
I just remember I was in the Booty Lounge with a stripper, and she was wiggling her stuff in front of me, and nice.
Look, I remember when they actually did a whole news story on that, man, on like Channel 4. It was wild, bro. It was wild.
Oh, that was the Eastern Market. Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that, bro. It was wild.
We'll do some stories. That's how we'll close the show. We'll let Uncle T do some stories because that was one of the best moments in Woodward Heavyweights history. But first, I got to tell you guys about Dispo. Dispo, the place we are at right now, live in Hazel Park.
Where everybody's happy.
They have 12 locations. Everybody's happy. Terry's been saying it the whole time. We've been having a whole bunch of guests and customers walking in through the doors, and just everybody looks happy to get some bud. This is a place to be. Brace yourself for an unforgettable journey at the pinnacle of cannabis excellence. Dispo has, again, 12 locations, including their new one in Whitmore Lake, which is now open. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights on the Woodward Sports Network. Yo, look, we're down at Dispo in Hazel Park. I'm your boy Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, rocking out with the legend here, Terry Foster. We got JB Smooth. We got Chris Platte over there in the building as well. And look, man, I had to put on the shades. It's a little bit of a solemn and a somber occasion right now, guys. We have a speaker that's going to be coming here in the next few minutes to help us take care of something very, very important here, and that is burying the same old Lions. We are putting them to rest because this is a completely new Detroit Lions team, one that you can actually believe in, one that's going to cash in on all of the expectations. And we have here Reverend Foster, who has prepared a eulogy, a speech to bury the same old Lions.
Hello, my flock. I am the Reverend Terry Foster here. Well, I just got an accent. I want to begin my sermon by saying that the same old Lions is dead. Barry Sanders, 13 carries, -1 yards in the playoff game. No more. Barry, same old Lions are dead. All right? We all know that the New England way does not work anywhere except in New England. But what do the Lions do? They bring them to Detroit. That will never happen again.
England way?
Same
No way.
old Lions is dead.
Dead.
Matt Millen. We like Matt Millen because he's a nice guy. So let's make him the president and GM of the Detroit Lions. That will never happen again.
Bury it.
Same old Lions is dead.
It's dead.
Herman Moore, opportunity to win a playoff game on the road in Green Bay. Lions marching down the field. They throw it to Herman Moore. He jumps up in the air.
Well,
comes down 6 inches out of bounds.
Well,
that will not happen again.
Woo.
Same old Lions is dead.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Yes, sir.
Foster. The same old Lions are what?
Dead.
They are dead. So you're telling me that this is a brand new Lions.
Right. Brand new Lions. Wayne Fonts decides, you know what, for the hell of it, let me start my third string quarterback because the fans want to see Andre Ware play. I know he sucks, but I'm going to have him play anyway. They blow up. Things are awful. That will never happen again. Same old Lions is dead.
Dead. Dead.
Late in the third quarter on Sunday afternoons, where is your ass? Your ass is at the apple orchard with the kids, dodging bees, drinking apple cider, eating cinnamon donuts. That will not happen again. Same old Lions is dead.
Dead. Hey, Chris, man, how you feeling about this sermon today, man? Are you feeling converted today? Are you moving over from the same old Lions and converting over to the brand new Lions?
I feel converted. I feel anointed. I feel baptized. This is it. This is where this is special.
So you're telling me
I'm a changed man.
So we're calling it right now. The time of death, 6:18. The same old Lions. They have just been eulogized by Reverend Foster here on the Woodward Heavyweights.
I got one more.
Let's go.
Lions up by 10.
Woo!
5 minutes left.
Well, it should be a win, right?
They lose the game.
Oh no. Oh no.
You take that sledgehammer and bust up your TV. That's done. Same old Lions is dead.
So we don't have to buy new TVs anymore.
No more new TVs.
No more messed up couches.
Whatever you got now, that's it.
No more glass tables that are just shattered and wrecked.
Right.
Man.
No more. So you're going to save a lot of money there.
Brand new Lions. I'm buying in, man.
Okay.
I hope everybody else is buying in. I hope that this service has been of, it's been positive for you. I see that we got the legend here. He's switching his hat out. So he's going back from Reverend Foster back to, King of Detroit Foster? I like that one better. I like that one for the legend. But
I got two Tiger bucket hats.
I do want to ask this. I do want to ask this for anybody in the chats. Do you believe that the same old Lions are completely dead? Are you completely bought into this Lions team? Or do you believe, because you told me this, man. We were talking. You were like, not everybody's going to believe this. Not everybody's going to believe the same old Lions are dead.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Lion fans are traumatized. You see the video, the Thriller, when they're walking like this? That's Lion fans. But they're not dancing like Michael Jackson. They're just like, oh, no, they're better they're like The Walking Dead. That's Lion fans. If you see a bunch of people go, that's Lion fans.
I'm trying to avoid that right now, man. That's why I'm like, you know what? I had to talk to Terry Foster today because you've covered the Lions for what, 20 years? How many
more than that. It's probably like 24.
Because I know you're associated with the Pistons a lot, but you were actually there. You've been there in the room. You've talked to the players. You've talked to the coaches. You've kind of seen the things that a lot of us haven't had the opportunity to see. And so that's what honestly excites me a lot about what you're saying about this Detroit Lions team. And I'm hoping that people out there are honestly able to buy in and be able to, since we just put this to rest, take all of our PTSD of years past and just go out there and cheer for our team like we saw the Patriots fans be able to do for years.
Oh, I got one more for you, brother.
What's up, man? Preach it.
The 1990s, the greatest era for the Lions football. They won a playoff game. They won 2 divisions. But guess what? They had a losing record. That's not going to happen. The same old Lions is dead.
Hey, you know what? Someone asked, did you cover the Tigers at all?
Yeah, I went out there.
Ooh. Man, I got to ask you just side note, man, for the Detroit Tigers hat on.
Oh, you know what?
What is
do you
their
know
future?
Tony Phillips is?
Who?
Tony Phillips played for the Tigers.
Yes.
He threatened to kick my ass because we were in Toronto.
What did you do?
No, well, we're covering the game in Toronto, and the Blue Jays pitcher was Pat Hinken, who was from Fraser. And Pat Hinken beamed Tony Phillips, who's the Tigers' second baseman. So he's MFing Pat Hinken and saying he wants to kick his ass and all this stuff. And I said, I know Pat Hinken. He's a good dude. And he turned to me and said, are you fucking serious? I said, yeah, he's a good dude. I said, he's from Fraser. I covered him in high school. Tony Phillips threatened to kick my ass. But he likes me. So that was like for like 10 seconds. He said, okay, we good, but I don't like him.
Terry Foster in here going in there stirring up trouble amongst the Detroit
All I
Tigers.
said was I like the dude. He's a good guy. That's not stirring it up.
Terry Foster, the legend, man. I'm telling you guys, that's not undersold, man. I love it. I love it. Look, this is something that I was kind of interested in. And you know what? Do we have that Easy audio at all?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, let's
Yes, we
get
do.
Easy's
You
audio in here as it relates. We do have an Easy appearance as it relates to burying the same old Lions. I heard he had some remarks, and I'm hoping that you guys can put your remarks in the comments as well on your final remarks to the same old Lions or any of those same old Lion memories that you have.
Here we go.
What's up? It's Easy. I was a dear fan of the 2010s Detroit Lions, the same ones that always had a flower-led path to the NFC North title with injuries to Jay Cutler and Aaron Rodgers, and somehow, some way, a team led by Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback, could never get done. Ever. And I just would like to say, rest in peace to having teams without talent and no coaching. And, just looking forward to better days, brighter moments with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Amen.
You know what? I do not feel sorry for him. I don't.
Shout out to Easy burying the same old Lions, man. He prepared some remarks.
Yeah, but you can tell he's so hurt by what's happened in the past. Easy. I love you, but you're like a lot of Lion fans. You're a little bit stupid and gullible. Yeah,
Listen.
I never understood why this town thought they were going to be so good for so many years.
That's the apprehension that I think I started the show with this today, and that's the thing, man. And that's what made, I think, burying the same old Lions so cool. Easy was like, yeah, I got the perfect thing, because we all have those same old Lion moments where we bought in, where we were like, yo, we believe in this squad. They're going to actually meet expectation, and then it just gets taken. Whether it's their own fault, whether it's one of those cheesy little letters from the NFL, hey, we screwed you again. It's just like, I'm tired of that. It's just like whether it's we're going to pick up the flag, whether it's we're throwing the flag because we just don't know the rules of the game, and now we're costing ourselves. Bro, it's just like it's been a long time. So it's just like when I do listen to Easy there, I'm just like, you know what? I feel him, man.
I don't. I don't. Easy. Don't. Why would you put yourself out for this team when they were bad?
We believe.
This is his fault. I'm sorry. Easy, I don't feel sorry for you. You still got cute cheeks, but damn.
We believe. Chris, man. Chris, help me out here, brother. Help me out. Listen, do you have any moments, any of those same old Lion moments that you are ready to bury? Like what's the top one, top two same old Lion moments that you're like, you know what? I'm glad we're never going to see this again.
I mean, it's definitely the multiple calls getting screwed. Like it was those moments where it's just like, oh, of course this would happen. We actually got a win that maybe we didn't fully deserve, but we were actually gonna do it and get the win. Plays like that, moments like that, the Hail Mary at Ford Field was a tough one too. Those are moments that you're ready to look forward to. And I And I will admit, Terry, I was naive, and I was always a basketball guy, so Lions was very secondary to me. So I heard other people saying, hey, the Lions got a chance this year. So I'm like, okay, the Lions got a chance this year. This Calvin Johnson guy looks pretty good. And that was the end of my assessment.
So you're a sheep.
I was definitely sheep then.
You jumped off the cliff with the rest of the sheep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For the Lions,
absolutely.
we do that, right?
It did not take much for me to jump off that bridge. Pistons, though, I could see through it. Pistons were my team. So if you're telling me this Andre Drummond, Greg Monroe, Josh Smith trio is going to work, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I see the basketball doesn't. I didn't know the football. I know the basketball. So I was definitely sheep when it came to football and Lions at that time.
You mean Andre Drummond, who said that he what did he say something about when he was here, he didn't really care?
Yeah.
About stuff, and he was zoned out.
Yeah.
I will never be on the Andre Drummond Detroit Pistons hype train. Like I know people that are credentialed now in basketball, and they say what brought them to basketball was Piston Andre Drummond, and I don't know.
How does Andre Drummond bring you to the Pistons? This is the only brother I know who could grow a patch of hair on his shoulder.
Oh my God! Look at what I got going on my face. That's nothing to his shoulder.
No, that's your face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you have a patch of hair on your shoulder?
This right here isn't even what he's got on his shoulder. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But no,
it's a perfect square patch of hair.
I will never do it because I went to Game 3 of the Detroit Pistons' first home playoff game at LCA. I will never forget. I knew the game was over off tip-off. Brooke Lopez beat Andre Drummond into the jump ball. Andre Drummond put his head down. Brooke Lopez ran down the floor and dunked. And then I watched Blake Griffin play with a 30-pound leg brace, and Andre Drummond couldn't get his head out of his ass.
Mattress leg. Shout out to Mattress Leg Blake, man. Mattress Leg Blake. I think he deserves a statue for that 1 year, man.
Who?
Mattress Leg Blake.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yo, he did his thing for that 1 year.
He did.
I want to be able to ask you guys something.
I like how Blake Griffin went 4 years without dunking, and then he goes to New Jersey, and the first thing he does, or Boston, the first thing he does is dunk.
That stat did get a little overhyped because of COVID and the bubble, and the Pistons not being at the bubble. It did get a little overhyped.
Oh, so COVID is the reason the Pistons stuck.
No, it's just the reason Blake
did dunk. Everybody else got good.
You basketball experts, it was COVID.
While everybody else got
that was
good.
why Blake didn't dunk. The Pistons suck with or without a global pandemic.
Okay.
Hey, listen, man. Shout out to Jay Cruz, and he said, "Rest in peace to the same old Lions gospel." Hey, that's how it is, man. I think you inspired people tonight. I believe that a lot of fans tonight are converted. They are very same old Lions.
Still don't believe.
They can watch without without any concern. Just watch the Lions. They're gonna take care of business, right?
Yes,
that's what it is. But you said, look, you really believe that there's some out there who are not ready to bury the same old Lions?
Of course, because
that's tough.
They've gone 60 years of incompetence. Why should you believe today? I could totally understand it. I finally see stuff in this organization I've never seen before, so I'm ready to say, okay, they're going to be good. But if you're still out there on the fence, God bless you. I'm not going to make fun of you. I totally understand it because you've seen this thing. I remember Michael Hare wrote a story. The Lions, all they had to do was win their last game against Tampa Bay, and they were getting to the playoffs. Tampa was like 4-11. He called it the lock of the millennium. The Lions lost. I've seen the Lions stumble, lose 5 games in a row to end the season to miss the playoffs.
But that's dead now.
I've seen them win the last 6 games just to miss the playoffs.
But that is dead.
That's dead.
That is dead.
Let me hear it, Chris.
And you know how it's going to be dead, Kool-Aid? It's going to be dead with defense. Tell us about Guardian Alarm, the best defense there is.
Ooh, Guardian Alarm, man. It's a new year. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
Hey.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, shit. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White & Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesales.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesales.com, where flexibility meets success.
All righty. Man, so you ready for you ready for tonight's game?
I'm
telling you.
I told you I'm
telling you,
up,
don't
man.
be hyped.
Listen,
Don't be hyped.
I can't wait to see J-Mo. And then, obviously, the star of the night, Dylan Drummond. Let's go. Come on, man. Listen, it's Lions football, man, on our TVs. It's playing against another squad. I do kind of see what you mean as it relates to them getting more out of the practice, out of the joint practice with the Giants, because that's where the starters got a lot more reps.
Right.
Tonight it's just about, hey, we know what this squad is. We kind of want to see our guys in chill mode, kind of in superstar mode, the way we come in. Other teams have come in and we're like, dang, Aaron Rodgers isn't playing in the preseason against the Lions? Well, you know what? If Goff isn't playing, so be it. That means we're one of those teams. That means we know what we have. If he does play,
Well, every team does that. Every time tries to protect their starters.
But we've been that team though where we've seen our starters almost have to play.
No, they don't.
We've seen them, man. We've seen them.
I don't know what you've been looking at.
Stafford,
I like everybody else. They play their 2 series and they gone.
But I feel like we've seen. Well, you know what? I think what happens is we've had Stafford. He gets injured, and then the backup is literally playing a lot. Where Sean Hill is playing like a whole half a game, and then he's also the starter for the season. Yeah. You know, when Stafford went down, that's kind of what we got used to. I remember Lion fans getting
Stafford
pumped up.
didn't get injured in his career except for the first 2 years. After that, he was injury-free pretty much.
Pretty much for the rest of his career.
So he played. And here's how important the preseason is. This was Barry Sanders without question. Every game he had in the preseason, 2 carries, 4 yards. That's it. Wayne would just say, Barry, get your 2 carries.
Yep. I remember the year the Lions went 4-0 in the preseason.
Oh God, don't. Lions go 4-0 in the preseason. The last game is in Buffalo, so I'm trying to write a story about how good the Lions are. So the players are feeding me all this bullshit about how great they look in practice. So the last dude I talked to was Cliff Averill.
Ooh,
and
he's a real dude though.
Huh?
He was real, right?
Yeah, he's a real dude. I asked him, Cliff, if people were looking at your film, what would they say? They say, man, we coming, we dangerous, and the stuff is flying off the film. So that was my story. Lions are coming. They think they're good. Their players flying off the freaking thing.
So they believe. They
believe.
Sheesh.
And they go 0-16.
Sheesh. That's tough. Yeah, how do you stomach that? Like, as an athlete, how do you stomach that? Man, all the hype, the 4-0 preseason. You know,
the only hype was coming out the locker room. Fans saw through that. They saw they were no good.
That was tough, man. Yeah, people in the chat saying it to 0-16 means absolutely nothing. Love Cliff T. Falls writing a story about how good the Lions are. This can't be good.
It may not
I love
be.
it. I'm
not going to fight that.
Chris, bro, you got these murals, man. I wanna ask you guys another question. I want to throw it to the comments as well, just to see what they think, because this was the one. It's easy for us to say what's the Mount Rushmore Detroit sports. I think it's easy for us to say who deserves.
No, that's
one.
not easy. That's hard.
No, not the current. In Detroit sports history, we got people we know we could put up on that echelon, but on that pantheon. But as it relates to, and I want to show these murals from back in the day, and I wish the downtown Detroit would bring this stuff back. But back in the day,
instead of those little smiley faces they got up there,
nah. Yeah, if the Barry Sanders and the Steve Eiserman murals, do you guys remember these downtown? These were things put up when these players were still in the game. So this represented who was kind of the king of Detroit at that time.
Right.
What current athlete, man, I know it's tough. Listen, what current athlete would you put up there? Who's the king of Detroit? Who's the athlete?
I would put up you know what? Can I do a non-athlete who's in athletics?
You got me curious now. I
put up Dan Campbell.
Oh.
Dan Campbell is the face of Detroit sports. Every week he says something that makes you go, woo, is this guy straight? But if I had to put an athlete up there, I'd do Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson hasn't accomplished much, but we believe he's going to have a good career. People love him. His mama's fine. So I think Aiden Hutchinson should go up there.
Those are all the checkpoints.
I think it would be mean. I think that would look mean, especially with the eye paint. He got to have the eye black right across his face.
Yeah,
you got to have that one, man. With the ferocious look,
they can
man.
Put that
I need
on
that
there.
one. They got to have that one on there. Aiden Hutchinson, that's a great one. And it's weird because the players that went up there before were players that had accomplished things.
Right.
We're talking about the players that are kind of young, like a lot of our young stars, man. We have a lot of them across our different sports teams. I think from the Red Wings, you mentioned a good one earlier, Mo Sider.
Mo Sider.
He's next. He's
Wings.
next up for him.
He's going to be the first $9 million a year player for the Wings. So they think highly of him. And so Mo Sider is going to be – is there superstars in the nature? Yeah, there's superstars. He's not going to be a superstar, but he's a defenseman. He's going to be a star in the league. And he's going to get paid too.
I feel like Miggy, man. I'm seeing this in the comments. Shout out Denver Blair. I feel like Miggy should have been up on that building at least one time in his career.
Should have been.
At some point, yeah.
He should have been up there. Like, I'm just thinking about that now. Like, if they brought it back immediately for a guy who is the king of Detroit sports, I know he's not currently doing it, but he's still playing. He was that guy.
Yeah, but you know what?
Miggy would be that dude.
He's still one of the best hitters on this sorry team. Miggy should be batting eighth, chilling, but he's like, still knocking in runs, still one of the better hitters on this team.
Yeah.
He should be like the eighth best hitter on the Tigers if they were any good.
Goodness gracious. That's tough, man. That's tough. I don't even want to talk about the Tigers in that, or even think about them in that capacity, because it's just like, what is this team doing, man? Like, we had summers where we had hope and we had anticipation. It's like, is there anybody other than Miggy that we can even consider for this mural? That's the hard part. Riley Green.
And
Chris
E-Rod.
over there chuckling. What's up, Chris?
I mean,
E-Rod.
I'm just chuckling because you know what I mean. Like, at the end of the day, you're right. We're in this situation where you're looking at most of the Detroit sports, definitely 3 of the 4 as like up, and then the other one you're just kind of hoping gets their ish together sometime soon. So there really isn't like that certified, bona fide star yet. Now in the next couple years, it could be a tough conversation, but right now I like Terry's answer, Dan Campbell. I think he definitely embodies as far as all Detroit sports go. I think he embodies it the most. He embodies what the city wants, and I think the Lions being the Lions and them being the best team. I think he is right now the face of the Lions because these young players are still on the come up. In a couple years,
Right.
Aiden Hutchinson, if he has like a J.J. Watt type season, then all of a sudden, okay, then you can put him there. But for now, it's Dan Campbell.
And you know what about Dan? You got 400-pound dudes who are 50 years old saying, I go through a brick wall for this man.
Hey, Detroit
So that's what I
Kool-Aid.
think.
That's what it's about, man.
Dan Campbell should be up there.
You're right. You're right. And I've seen people. I remember, I forget the writer, and he came out with some weird nickname. He was doing some hit piece almost on Dan Campbell on why he was going to effectively flop. And he came up with some nickname. And you know what? Detroit fans really, really, really went to bat for the coach, for Dan Campbell, man. And it's awesome when you can stand behind your coach because you know this guy is going to affect winning and that he already has. And not a guy that you have to kind of have hope in. Dan Campbell is a great candidate to have up on that mural. I think that
he might be the only one, really.
I think so.
Yeah, if we're removing Miggy, yeah.
Miggy old. Miggy's about to retire.
Yeah. Miggy should have had 10 years ago. Yeah, like Miggy should have been one. But for now, yeah, I think it is Dan. I think it is Dan Campbell. You know. And Dan Campbell is a big boy. Normally, this is a show of big boys, so you have a big boy telling you about this. But I'm going to tell you where the big boys eat, and that is Big Boy. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. Try the classic breakfast items like strawberry hot cake or mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with their refreshing summer splash salad. And don't forget to grab dessert, including their berry delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge sundae cake, and more at Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag out. And there they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right.
What up, though?
Something's on your mind. But before the show's over, I'm pissed about something. I got to get off my chest.
Yeah, definitely. I want you to get to that, man. I think that the people, they might see it your way.
Really? Because I thought you were going to fight me on the Aiden Hutchinson thing.
No. You know what? Aiden Hutchinson, man, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one, especially if you're talking about futures, which player is going to effectively deserve to be up there. Aiden Hutchinson is a great one. Mo Sider is a great answer. I'm wondering, and it sucks we can't really do this with the Tigers, like who's going to be up there. I don't know. But with the Pistons.
It's got to be E-Rod.
E-Rod.
And if you want to bat, I guess the closest thing is Riley Green.
But do you really want to see E-Rod up on that building? What is that?
Yeah, for the 1 month he's going to be here before he goes.
Get him out of here.
You know he out of here.
Get this, man. That trade deadline, bro. Bury that, too. We need to bury that.
I tell you who should not be on there, Scott Harris. He should not be on there.
Let him get up there.
No. Or if they do, you paint Scott Harris and then you whitewash it. Get him the hell out of here. Because he messed up the trade deadline.
Oh, man, dog. Boot him. But
dude, if Alavila did the same thing, we'd be crucifying
Absolutely.
him.
Absolutely.
Oh, fat-ass Al don't know what he's talking about. Fat-ass Al, fire his ass.
Absolutely, man.
And Scott Harris does the same thing. We're like, well, you know, he's young. He's still trying to learn. I screwed it up.
Man, Scott Harris, no way. Al Avila, no way. I'm trying to think if there's any other coach. here if any of these coaches are going to be able to kind of reach the air that Dan Campbell has.
I think there's a chance Monty. I think there is a real chance of Monty, but I mean, it would have to be a lot because Dan Campbell, like we talked about, man, he just like Terry said, once a week he says something that just gets the whole city of Detroit just gassed up and fired up.
Well, it could be Monty. He's got a serious problem though. Tom Gores is the owner of the team, so he's got to overcome that.
Tom Gores will put himself up there, with the T-shirt in his hand, like. That's how you pay for it.
If you did a statue of Tom Gores, that would be it. Or shooting it out that cannon.
With the hair nice, too, man. He has the hair nice.
He does, yeah, but when he's shooting off those.
It's a little,
Yeah, when he gets drunk and everything, that hair is all over the place.
Bro, I love it, too, man. I know that there was a time where the T-shirt thing was like, what is Tom doing out here? But now, I actually look forward to it. And I'm like, yo, he threw enough T-shirts to go out there in the Fort Monty Williams, man. Keep throwing them. Keep throwing them. I love it, man.
He's trying to make you forget that his team is bad by giving you a T-shirt.
And you know what? It works, man. When he comes
it
out
worked
there
on you because you must got a T-shirt because he said the Pistons are good.
Hey, listen, man. I showed up to Morning Woodward one morning, and I was throwing T-shirts at Adam and Jeff. And there were T-shirts that I collected throughout, like, the seasons before. I got, like, 20 of them things.
Okay.
So I have been a personal benefactor of T-shirt Tom. I think I caught one of his T-shirts before. I love T-shirt Tom, man. T-shirt Tom.
Nice. No, but all jokes aside, I do think Monty, like, you know, and a lot of the press conference quotes of I want to be remembered for in Detroit, like Dave Bing is, like somebody that wasn't from Detroit, but, you know, was so successful here that I am etched in Detroit memory. So he said the right things, but obviously saying the right things and doing the right things are two totally different things. How many press conferences have you been through in your time?
People here in Detroit, man, they can win the press conferences.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, they're pros at that.
Oh, yeah.
But then now you got to produce.
But I mean, Monty Williams got a team to the finals and a team that the Suns were on a similar path to the Pistons, you know, when you really look back at the history. And if Devin Booker is the level of player that
Oh, that's right. You clowns think Devin Booker's coming now. All right.
No. I'm saying no, Terry. I'm saying like when they were a 19-win team, the Pistons were a 17-win team. Monty Williams' first year, they jumped to 34.
I know, but didn't you just say when Devin Booker comes to the Pistons?
No. I said if Devin Booker, if Cade is the same level of player that Devin Booker is, you know, like you can see that like there is an actual like way you can a vision to see a roadmap in which the Pistons could be a finals
I think that's
team.
cute.
And
I think you could be right. Yeah. But here's what I know. Monty Williams has 0 victories with the Pistons. Zitters.
He does.
So now he's got to prove something.
Yeah, nobody's getting nobody's getting the mural tomorrow in Detroit. But you know,
think about the NBA. If you don't have players, you're not going to win. I don't care who you are.
Yep. And that's why Dan Campbell would probably be the one to go up there first. Like Chris said, right now, we have players that we believe in, but they have to go out there and win. And that's what we want to see these guys do, go out there and lead their teams. The guys that went up on those murals, they were guys that were peak at their position. They were guys that were peak at their craft. They weren't just the top at their position, but top in the game. And Steve Yzerman obviously led his team to championships. Barry Sanders, he probably led the Lions to a lot more than they were supposed to have, and they held him back from a lot of what he was supposed to have been deserving
let me tell you about Barry Sanders.
Talk to me about it.
Here's the brilliant thing Wayne Fonts used to do. Lions are, moving up the field. They get to the 10-yard line. He takes Barry out the game. Then he put in Ron Rivers.
For what?
Because Ron Rivers moved north and south, and he thought they had a better chance of scoring. What you do if you're a good coach, you say, Barry, I know you like to dance, but we're in at the 10-yard line. Go north and south. I'm the coach. Do it as I say. But he wouldn't do that.
That's tough, man.
He take him out the game.
It's a legend. Like I don't understand that. That's another thing that I'm hoping is dead and buried. That we don't see stuff like that anymore. We just see our guys go out there, and if it's our workhorse, man, if it's our star, let those guys go and do work, man. Like that's just what I want to see.
You know, another reason it's not same old Lions. Brad Holmes. The Lions always tried to follow what somebody did successfully, and then it wouldn't work here. For instance, when the West Coast offense came out, the Lions said, man, that's cute. We're going to do it. And they called it the Great Lakes offense.
God.
After everybody had figured it out, then the Lions came up with the Great Lakes offense.
What was his name? What was the
A
coach?
win for each
from
lake.
here. He was from here, from Iron Mountain, Michigan. Izzo's friend.
Oh, Steve Mariucci.
Steve Mariucci. Bro, when that West Coast offense came and they changed their offense and literally changed players on their squad to try and fit it and then went to a whole new strategy, I was like, what are they doing? And it just fell on his face, bro. It was just like, come on, man. To have Brad Holmes, somebody who can come in here and he's been absolutely sure of what he's here to do, bro, it's refreshing.
You know who was a coach here in Detroit?
Who?
Don Shula. Hall of Famer. But you got no Hall of Fame juice here in Detroit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Goodness.
Listen.
Goodness. The
All
Detroit
I'm
Lions,
saying is when they called it the Great Lakes offense, they got one win for each lake, and that was about.
Yeah, that's
about
right.
it. But Terry,
Only the lakes
that
that bordered Michigan.
What's that?
Only the lakes that bordered Michigan.
Yeah, true. But all right, these Lions players, man, they're approaching. It's Lions football season. These players got to work out. Where are they working out at, Uncle T? Why don't you tell us.
Not only are they working out there, but Uncle T's works out there too. Planet Fitness.
Me too.
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable, including me. I go to Planet Fitness and I work out with old people, and nobody makes fun of me when I'm pumping up 20-pound weights. Nobody makes fun of me.
Hey,
while
do work.
Little young bucks like this got 400 or 500 pounds going. They just say, T, man, you doing your thing. God bless you. So that's why I like Planet Fitness. Nobody makes fun of me. It's judgment-free. We don't care if you got a gut. We don't care if you weak as hell, all hell. You're working with us, and we love you too. The other thing I like about Planet Fitness, Tuesdays is Bagel Day. That's right. We get our bagels, and then I think that's Monday might be Pizza Day.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so they feed
like
you there
that.
too.
Oh, damn.
That sounds good.
I did not know that. I went there and
And you know what else is cool about Planet Fitness? Their bathrooms don't flood. I go to other gyms and I got to put on those. I got to put on snorkels and fins because the black bathroom floods. And who knows what's in that water? Planet Fitness, the bathrooms are clean, the toilets flush, the showers. You go in there, get clean. It's cool.
What more do you need?
Hey, that's all I need. And you want to bring a guest to a workout? Bring him. I brought my son there, and now he's a member. So your fitness is essential. Go to Planet Fitness where you're not judged and the bathrooms don't flood. So that's enough for me, Planet Fitness.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Think you can play some golf? How about beating a professional athlete? It's the Woodward Sports Thursday Night Golf League, live at 5 Iron Golf Course for 12 consecutive weeks, featuring famous courses from around the world, played on state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators. In 5 Iron Golf's new 25,000 square foot facility in downtown Detroit. That's pretty big, man. I want to go check this thing out. Can you golf? I'm going to go check this out.
No, but I want to go anywhere. I'm going anywhere.
I want to go. It says, but look, do you think you can beat Darren McCarty on hole number 12 at Augusta National?
Nope.
What about outperforming Braylon Edwards on hole number 8 at Pebble Beach?
No, Braylon cheats too. So no.
I want to experience this. I'm going to go there, man. If you guys think you have what it takes, we'll see you at 5 Iron Golf. Let's get it.
I'm going. I'm going to go one day.
I'm going,
All right.
man.
Do you think I'm a nice guy or shaky?
Oh, my
Be
goodness.
truthful.
You guys in these questions tonight. First is the Pistons good, and now is Terry Foster good? I'm going to give the same answer. I think Terry Foster is the foundation of a
All right. Right now,
That's a
T-Foss
good
is
answer.
pissed off.
That's a good
As y'all know, I like to wear my little hats.
Talk to him,
I like
man.
to wear my I ordered a hat,
Got the collection.
2 hats online. No, don't. And so this is the crap that they sent me online. Here, let me put this damn hat on.
Let's rock.
First of all, it's made of plastic, but this is the hat they gave me. Is that a fedora?
It looks like you're going to play some type of stringed instrument and write some type of poetry.
No,
I don't know.
I posted this hat on Twitter. You know who I look like? Norton from The Honeymooners. But this is supposed to be a fedora. This is the crap they sent you online.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to send it back.
What kind of energy is this giving, Chris?
Oh, man.
All right.
JB.
No, JB.
JB.
No, JB. You gonna laugh at this one? Here's the other hat that I got. Now, what do I look like now?
They said this MFR looked like Woody.
Huh? You know, it's supposed to. Somebody would. If you straighten out the brim won't straighten.
The brim won't straighten. Yeah.
And this hat is made out of plastic. Now, I bring this up because right now we're all in. We don't go to stores anymore. We order stuff online, and the companies rip you off. What they do is they get your money and they send you crap, and then when you try to write them back, you can't reach them. You go back to their websites, they disappear, and then they leave you with bad merchandise, and they have your money.
Oh man!
But I sent
it's
an email
pain to refund,
huh?
And they make it a pain to try and refund that stuff.
Right.
I can't do it.
And then they say, "Oh, well, the hat don't look that bad." Like, do you know who Minnie Pearl is?
I'm so mad.
See, you guys are so young.
Me and Chris both looked at the hat right away.
Y'all don't know who I'm talking about. I look like Minnie Pearl with this thing on. Now, here's a real fedora. I got this from Henry the Hatter.
There we go. There's the energy.
Now, that's a
There's
real
the energy.
And you
There you
pop
go.
it to the side.
There
You know,
we
try to look
go.
sweet.
Get the
Right.
cigar, you're good. You're
Right.
good.
I like that
I should have a bourbon
Yeah.
and a cigar.
Get you some
and by
buffs.
the way,
Get you
here,
some
I'm going to take
buffs.
this off.
I like
I
that.
invited this man over here for bourbon.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, that's too strong. I can't come." He didn't come. Ooh.
Terry Foster trying to get me, man.
He's like, "Is that 100 proof? Ooh, I can't do that."
He trying to get me,
Invite
man.
me on.
No,
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 I
no.
can drink like a heavyweight.
No.
I can drink like a heavyweight.
I like working at Woodward Sports. Woodward Sports is full of bitches. It is.
Oh, you taking the shots.
I invited so many people. Let's go have a drink. Oh yeah, T, I'm coming, and they don't show up. And they say, "Oh, we're drinking bourbon. Well, that's kind of strong." I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Uncle T,
Oh,
I'm
man.
there. I'm there.
You know, I invited him and Juicy.
Listen, I got
Neither one of them showed up.
shout out to Jeff
In fact,
Frady, bro.
You know Juicy don't leave the house. He
No.
don't leave the house.
I was taking him to a place they have a drink called Just Juicy. I said,
I
"You can have
remember that. I was supposed to be there. I was.
And you didn't show up.
Wifey had the car, man. The other one was in the shop. I was going to be there. I wanted to be there.
I
By the
thought
time
y'all
she
had
got
like
back,
3
it
or
was
4
late,
cars.
man. It was late. No. That's Jeff. That's Jeff. He will let me borrow one of his cars or the private jet on the weekend. But that's Jeff Freddy. And that's that morning Woodward show budget.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, sheesh, Lions, man. I'm pumped. I'm just sitting here like 6:59. Let's go, Lions. Forward down the field. I wish I knew all of the words.
I will
would
never
sing
sing
it.
that ridiculous song.
Come
Never.
on. Let me at least
Never.
get a forward down the field.
And I do
No.
want to quickly shout out my Uncle Art. He's a big fan of Terry, and this is gonna trip him out that I'm doing a whole show with Terry. This is like a dream come true. Terry's one
really?
of his
Terry's a
favorite
legend.
people. Yep. Yeah,
Well,
he was the
Uncle
guy I
Art will
talked
love
about. He was the guy we talked about at the Christmas party. My uncle. And so shout out to Uncle
Oh yeah,
Art. He's a big
I
fan
don't
of you.
remember the Christmas
Yeah.
party. I was drunk.
Yeah. Hey, I was too. I was too, Uncle T.
I was actually drinking.
Yeah. See, I'm
We
at
had
that point where
burners.
I still drink with the memory. Like,
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, Uncle T. Like, take me out for drinks.
I can Okay,
drink,
all
I
right.
can drink.
Look,
What are you
I gotta-
doing
I gotta stay
on a
hoop.
Saturday? I go a lot of Saturday afternoons. I'm a day drinker.
Oh, let's do
I
it.
can't drink at night.
Saturday's
over
my,
here off
I work
screen.
6 days a week. Saturday's my off day. That's perfect.
Okay.
It sounds like a plan.
Eastern Market, man.
All right. Let's do it.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chats, man. I appreciate everybody that stuck around and dealt with us. We know that we are not the heavyweights. We tried to fill in as some welterweight and medium weight here. But
Yeah,
hey, it's
I
been
ate
fun,
at Burger
bro.
King the last 3 days, and it didn't work.
It was fun, though, man. Yeah, look, the Lions. We got
There's
the
another
hype.
happy customer. Look at it.
Dispo and Hazel Park. What up, though?
Are you a Hazel
doing
Park
good.
girl? Oh, Madison Heights.
That's what's up. You like rugby?
No, that's just a
Do you
real
like
cool
the Lions,
shirt.
though? But do you like the Lions, though? She said sure. I like that.
Good enough. Good enough.
She gonna go get her little weed on. She happy.
Hey, everybody's looking pretty happy tonight, man. I love it. I love it. It must be the Lions in there. They're getting hype.
No. It's not the Lions. It's the lines.
And on that note, this is the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys Monday. Go Lions.
Goodness.
Watch the game, and we'll be back Monday. All the shows.
And how can I get my money back? Stupid hat.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports.